On Friday, June 6th, Venus enters Taurus. The goddess of love has been through the ringer with the retrograde and its extended stay in the sign of its detriment in the last few months. In Taurus until July 4th, she gets to relax and she will bless us with benefits of strong manifestation skills, charm in love, and inspiration in our creative pursuits. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive readings. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I appreciate your support, so please leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, press that notification bell, watch more of my videos. All of that is very encouraging for the algorithm. It helps my channel grow. You can also say thank you by buying me a tea, a coffee, a croissant, anything your heart desires. Before we dive in, a couple of announcements. To work with me face-to-face, you can book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Natal chart is always a good beginning. It breaks down your strengths, weaknesses, helps you get to know your unique natal fingerprint. Then there are predictive readings like year ahead or solar return. Solar return is best to do close to your birthday. Relationship consultations. I can also help you pick a date for an important event or help you figure out where you should relocate. On my website, you can also register for my natal astrology course, which begins in September. I'm looking forward to learning with you guys, to meeting you, to building relationships, and to helping you take your knowledge of astrology to the next level. It will help you to be your own astrologer, to predict trends and cycles, to build confidence in your skills, and to discover the true purpose and true mission your chart has locked in it. So definitely join us and come study astrology. Finally, I'd like to recommend my Jupiter in Taurus candle. Today we're talking about Venus in Taurus. This one was created in 2024 with Jupiter and Venus both in Taurus. So it captures Jupiter in the sign of abundance, sexuality, sensuality, less sexuality, more sensuality. But it's really good for manifestation, for creating confidence and optimism, and helping you boost your resources and also just boost your happy energy in life. Really recommend this for anyone born with their Jupiter in Virgo, Gemini, or Capricorn, signs of detriment and fall. It's interesting because Jupiter, you know, two out of 3 earth signs Jupiter struggles in. It's in its fall in Capricorn, it's in its detriment in Virgo, because earth signs tend to be really grounded and pragmatic and not as sort of hopeful and optimistic always. Except in Taurus. In Taurus, it's neutral, and here it's boosted because it's close to Venus. So, highly recommend. So, Venus enters Taurus at 12:43 a.m. Eastern on June 6th and stays here for about a month until July 4th. Venus is in her domicile in Taurus, and she's been through a lot, right? Ever since February, she entered the sign of her detriment, Aries. She went retrograde in March, and then she returned to Aries, and she spent the entirety of Mars in her detriment. People have been going through relationship difficulties, fights, drama, breakups. You know, it's been, on some level, it has shown us which relationships are worth keeping and which ones are not. But on the other level, it definitely brought a lot of disturbance. Now that she's entering Taurus, she's actually in her domicile. So in Taurus, Venus is very sensual, very beautiful, very good at attracting things. She's just sort of like this earthy goddess, right? The Queen of Pentacles. She's sitting there in her beautiful domain and has people and like animals around her bringing her gifts. And so she's happy here. She's self-aware. She's confident. She's not going to go for people that are toxic like Venus and Aries might. We've had Venus and Aries for a while, right? The entirety of May. Venus in Aries likes the challenge. She's interested in people that are that are dramatic, right? In Taurus, she's steady. She's, you know, she knows what she wants, and she's not going to say yes to things that don't fit. It's a fixed earth sign. It's a very, like, it's a Venus, so it's, you know, it's in its own domicile, so it has that kind of tactile, I want to feel the earth, I want to enjoy the nature, I want to hug a tree type of energy. It has strong urges and appetites, so you may notice that your desire for pleasure increases, but so will also your creativity, and your artistic vision is more likely to increase. Your ability to see beauty all over you and to be able to, like, capture this beauty. You may be more patient, you may be more focused on building long-term, long-lasting relationships. It's a great transit for commitment. It's a great transit for making relationship moves. Just watch out for the more challenging Taurian manifestations, and that is being too stubborn, being overly indulgent, right? You don't want to, like, just go crazy. And maybe a little bit more possessive. People who have Venus in Taurus, happy Venus return if this is you, they may sometimes treat their partners as like their prized possessions and sort of tell them what to do and be like, you are my partner, so you're supposed to wear this or you're supposed to do that. I've gone on a date in my time, in my single life. I dated once a Taurus guy with Venus in Taurus, and he's like famous saying, at least I've mentioned him before, so you may already know, but he's saying, he would always say that his girlfriend is not allowed to travel with her single friends. And it wasn't even a discussion. It was like, when I have a girlfriend, that's my rule for her. She's not allowed to travel. And I'm like, but why? What is, like, so, you know, it's just very kind of like, this is my person, and this is how it is. And if it's not how it is, then goodbye. So you definitely have to be, you know, you sort of have to be aware of that. So some dates to note here. On June 9th, Venus will square Pluto in Aquarius, which can bring some intensity, some power struggles, maybe a little bit of drama, but also passion. So if the relationship is strong, it could be the time for sort of, you know, powerful lovemaking. But if a relationship is more complicated and it's sort of built on a flawed foundation, this could be very triggering for the relationship. The good news is on June 11th, Mercury will sextile Venus, so you'll have the ability to smooth things over, to charm your way out of any problem and talk about things. July 4th is also worth mentioning. Venus will conjoin Uranus, which could be after you've dealt with power struggles, you've talked it over, and now you've reached some kind of breakthrough, both romantically and creatively. Let's take a look at the 12 rising signs. I, again, recommend my Jupiter in Taurus candle to make this transit even better. I also have Venus in Taurus on my website. That is this energy that you can capture and have in your life. I mean, I captured it for you, but you can enjoy the fruits of my labors and the fruits of the Venusian labors, because it's all about the transits, and I'm only here to be like, over here, over here. So, okay. And yeah, you can find all of that on my website. You can also book a reading on there and register for my course, which begins in September. Starting with Aries rising, Venus is entering your second house of money and values. This is beneficial financially. You may be getting a bonus. You may be getting a pay raise. You may be getting presents. Your partner buys you a ticket to go to Italy for the summer. Opportunities to invest and maybe buy things that during this period from June 6th until July 4th, you have a good taste for art and you have a good taste for things that will grow in value. So if you're considering investing or you're considering buying a piece of art, it is a great transit to research it and maybe buy something that has potential to increase in value over time. Other people are more likely to be really generous with you and your sense of self-worth gets higher, which is helpful for asking for more money and asking for what you deserve. For more, visit my website to book your reading or register for my natal astrology course. It begins in September. If you are a Taurus rising, Venus is entering your first house of health, body, image, and identity. Love Venus in the first house. So beautiful, so sensual. You embody her. This is the month in which you are at your most attractive, most charming, most appealing, best at manifesting. So this could benefit your relationships, right? Your existing relationships, or can help you attract the right person. Others will perceive you as agreeable and good at cooperation, so it can also benefit your professional pursuits. You're more likely to be very stylish, and it's actually a really good time to upgrade your wardrobe or change your hair or do some kind of cosmetic skin care procedure, anything you'd like. And you're maybe a subject to more compliments, more gifts, and more attention from others. Your creativity is also likely to get boosted throughout this time, and it's a good time to go dancing, to go out, to connect with people you love, and do fun things like book a reading with Anastasia at anastasia.astrology.com. On my website, you can also register for my natal astrology course. Highly recommend this Jupiter in Taurus candle because it's the planet of good luck in your sign, helping you manifest and create abundance. For the lovely Gemini rising, Venus is entering your 12th house for the next month, a little bit less. Venus here increases your desire to slow down and get away. It could be a really great time to pack your bags, pack your dog, your child, your partner, and go on a trip to some remote cabin. Book a trip and go to Iceland. Have you been to Iceland? I've never been. I'd love to go. So getting away, some kind of creative escape. Romantically, if you're single, you're maybe becoming more self-aware and clear about what you want and what you seek, and maybe even more aware of your self-defeating tendencies in love. I think Venus in the 12th tends to really illuminate it. You're maybe more drawn right now to people that are spiritual, people that are creative, people that are foreign, because 12th house represents faraway places. However, with the 12th house, there's always a warning because 12th house is the place of turbulence and endings and self-defeating tendencies. So sometimes you may attract someone that maybe really, really likes you, but will create more stress and bring more drama your way than you would like. Romantically, too, if you are in an existing relationship, it could be a very passionate time, but your affection is likely to be shown behind closed doors. And I really like this one, not just for getting away, but also for working on creative, artistic projects behind the scenes, because this is like you retreating to take a stab at something that you're passionate about. If you're looking for more, book a reading at anastasia.astrology.com and register for my natal astrology course, which begins in September. For the lovely Cancer rising, Venus is entering your 11th house. You get really, really charming in public. This is great if you're seeking to date and you're asking your friends to set you up. This could be a lovely time when you're going to weddings or friends' parties, get-togethers, and you end up meeting someone there. If you're already in a relationship, there may be just more opportunities to go out, to go on double dates, to see friends. Professionally and socially, a really empowering transit, great for networking, great for reaching out to people for support. Professionally, you're maybe speaking in public and getting to present some projects in front of people. 11th house also rules community, and it rules social media. And what else? I was thinking of something else. But yeah, community, social media, hopes and dreams. So Venus here can make you more charming and help your YouTube channel grow, help your following increase, and maybe even bring new dreams that involve starting a podcast with a friend or working on something with your community, doing creative work potentially too. If you're looking for more, book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Register for my natal astrology course and pick up this lovely Jupiter in Taurus candle. It falls in your 11th house of community and friendships. It's Jupiter and it's joy, co-present with Venus, so it can help you gain access to people in power, increase your reach, create more abundance and wealth in your life. For the lovely Leo rising, Venus is entering your 10th house of career, status, and reputation. This is the time you want to enjoy what you're doing. You are creatively driven. So you seek to express your artistry through your work. And even if you are a scientist, let's say you work at a lab, right? You're a chemist or biologist or something like that. There is a chance to potentially maybe do things with a flair, create a fun presentation, or ask for a project that stimulates your creativity somehow. You come across as more charming in public. You're more likely to get the support of people in power, authority figures, bosses, teachers, mentors, anyone who is, even parents. People sort of look at you and they smile and they're happy. So use this to improve your relationships with them, to ask for opportunities, ask for recognition, ask for more influence in what you're doing. And it could be a really great time, I think, to tap into your creative talents and creative gifts. And if you're single too, this could be the time when you're dating someone you're working with, or your boss asks you out, or someone in a position of power asks you out. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you're looking for more guidance, visit my website to book your reading or register for my natal astrology course. For the lovely Virgo rising, Venus is entering your 9th house of education, travel, writing, legal matters, and publishing. It could be an inspiring time. You could be driven to write and maybe tell your story in a fiction or written verbal form, whatever it might be. Maybe you're filming a video and telling your story. Maybe you're writing a book or a novel. Desire to learn a foreign language may arise. Desire to go on adventure. You're connecting with foreign people. You're benefiting through your connections with foreign people as well. Maybe you know someone who is French, who helps you find a job in France, and you're like, oh my God, how exciting, I'm going to move there. Romantically, if you're in a relationship, you may desire to go on a trip with your partner. If you're single, meeting someone while traveling, dating someone foreign, dating someone who's in education, or you meet through education is likely. You will also have really good relationships and supportive relationships with your teachers and mentors, and maybe even lawyers or publishers. This could be a great time to work in tandem with someone. So it's a pretty great transit, I think. Even if you're single and you're not interested in dating, take a class, pick up a book, study a foreign language, go on an adventure in your neighborhood, or go on a trip, whatever is available to you. Highly recommend my Jupiter in Taurus candle to boost this energy. You can find it on my website. On there, you can also book a reading and register for my natal astrology course. For the beautiful Libra rising, Venus is entering your 8th house, the house of debts, loans, taxes, shared finances, partner's money. So immediately, it could improve your partner's money. It could suggest that your partner is getting a bonus, a pay raise, an inheritance, and you're benefiting through them, or they're buying you a present. Other people will be more generous with you. This is a really great time to take advantage of that. Reach out to people you were relying on. Ask people for favors. Go to a bank and talk to your mortgage advisor or your bank financial consultant and figure out a better rate. You may even get to a point of like your debts being forgiven or your loans being improved somehow, postponed maybe. It could be great for collaborating with people, this Venus, and for coming up with some kind of idea and an idea that you maybe wouldn't have come up with on your own creatively. This could be like a very stimulating transit, and healing, also potentially healing, because 8th house is the place of sharing. So Venus here can make difficult topics easier to navigate, anything from money to also like intimacy and vulnerability. So enjoy. It is your chart ruler going into the sign of her rulership. If you like this energy and you want to capture it, highly recommend my Venus in Taurus candle, or Jupiter in Taurus, which actually also has Venus in Taurus co-present with Jupiter, because it can boost the blessings that come your way from other people. And if this is your placement, congratulations. Find the candle and the oil on my website, Anastasia.astrology.com. On there, you can book a reading and register for my course, which begins in September. For the lovely Scorpio rising, Venus is entering your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. I feel like we've been talking about relationships and partnerships a lot with you guys, but this is the ruler of your 7th house coming into your 7th house. She gives you a boost when it comes to love. If you're single, now is the time to put yourself out there. It's the time to date. It's the time to ask people to set you up. If you're in a relationship, you will notice that there's more harmony, more ease, more smoothness. Smoothness? Things are more smooth. You're better at attracting people. You're better at choosing those who desire commitment and staying away from people that are just here to have some fun. You have sort of clear values. You know what you want. Business partnerships and honestly any other kinds of significant one-on-one relationships can benefit as well. And it could be a great time to take your business to the next level, to start a new partnership, and to maybe renegotiate some things. Let's say it's the time to renew your lease. You may notice that it's easier to compromise and get the result that makes you happy and also potentially makes them happy. So it could be a really lovely time. If you're seeking more, book a reading at Anastasia.astrology.com. Register for my natal astrology course, begins in September. And highly recommend this Jupiter in Taurus candle, because it also captures Venus in Taurus and it can bring you blessings and benefits in relationships. For the lovely Sagittarius rising, Venus is entering your 6th house, making it easier to take care of duties and do hard work and get along with colleagues, as well as maybe take care of your health and streamline your diet and exercise routines. Venus in the 6th house is a sign of being really pragmatic and practical when it comes to love. You may show your affection during this period through very practical and grounded gestures, helping your partner fill their car with gas or helping them make a doctor's appointment. You're sort of here to help them, right? To aid people. Romantically, if you're single, you're maybe dating a colleague, or a colleague is becoming interested in you and reaching out. Even going out with your colleagues, socializing with your colleagues, even if you're not doing it for love, is possible. You're really driven to find joy in the mundane. So bringing flowers to your desk, cleaning your space, decluttering, getting rid of things, turning on music, getting some kind of piece of equipment like an Apple Watch that makes your work life or even your exercise, your tracking of calories, whatever you do, a little bit easier. So it's a really good transit, I think, for improving your life. There is potentially a little bit of like laziness and a tendency to overindulge, so watch out for that. But it is a good time to kind of harmonize and work in tandem with other people. Highly recommend my Jupiter in Taurus candle. You are Jupiter ruled, so this is your big daddy, Jupiter. And it captures Jupiter in financially conscious, slow and steady, sensual Taurus, so can improve your life and your career and your finances. Find it on my website. On there, you can also book a reading and register for my natal astrology course. For the beautiful Capricorn rising, Venus is entering your 5th house. This is a really, really cool transit because not only Venus is in the sign of rulership, which is big plus, she's also in her house joy in your chart specifically for you guys. Because Taurus is your 5th house. I'm a whole sign astrologer. And so Venus in the 5th house is really, really happy. This is great for creativity. If you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling uninspired, and let's say you're a writer or a dancer or a content creator or a blogger, whatever it might be, Venus coming here will stimulate your creative juices. It will encourage you to maybe go to a museum or go dancing, go have fun, and that may also be quite stimulating to your mind. Romantically, really great. If you're single, powerful time to attract, and people that are coming to your life for this next month are more likely to be serious instead of just wasting your time. If you're in a relationship, this is a good time to kind of have more joy in your relationship. It could be a great time to create babies, to make babies, to enjoy sort of lovemaking. And not just actual human children, but also human children versus alien children, but not just fertility in terms of having babies. This could also be a more creatively fertile time. Whatever you set your mind on, it's easier to kind of pull from your inner knowledge, inner foundation, inner inspiration. And relationships, and even your relationships with children, are more likely to prosper, or your children's lives can be more fun right now, and your child comes in and tells you a story and you feel really connected to them and you both feel happy. If you're seeking more, if you like this energy, pick up my Jupiter in Taurus candle. It captures Venus and Jupiter in Taurus and can help create abundance, confidence, optimism in your life. Highly recommend. Find it on my website. On there, you can also book a reading and register for my natal astrology course. If you are an Aquarius rising, Venus is entering your 4th house, helping smooth out your relationships with family, encouraging you to beautify your surroundings. You may decide to paint walls a fun color, or put a painting on the walls, or update your bed sheets, or bring some new furniture into the mix. Bringing more comfort is the goal here, right? Like buying blankets that are soft to the touch, or getting an air conditioner if that's what comfort means for you. Your relationships with family prosper, and you're more likely to receive support from family, even support from your people who live in the same house with you, right? It's more 3rd house, but 4th house can still be your house. So if you're sharing a house with another family, for example, they can be really supportive. You may be enjoying dating someone in privacy of your home. So things may still be quite sensual and fun, but it's a little bit more indoors. You're having house dates. And if you're single, during this time, you're more likely to meet a solid and secure partner through your family. They could be a child of a family friend, at a house party, even in your hometown, or somebody from your hometown is more likely to come into your life. In general, it's a really calming and soothing and supportive transit. So if you enjoy it, pick up my Jupiter in Taurus transit. Jupiter was in Taurus from May 2023 until May 2024. So if this transit brought you some blessings when it comes to home family living situation, this candle can only improve it and bring that energy back as much as it can. Find it at anastasia.astrology.com. On there, you can also book a reading, register for my natal astrology course, and just peruse everything else I am offering. Now, if you are a Pisces rising, Venus is entering your 3rd house. This is Venus in the sign of rulership, in your house of communication, writing, siblings, neighbors, community, skills, hobbies, business. And one more time for those in the back. But it's a very inspired transit. Venus in the 3rd house can bring new ideas, maybe new writing ideas that you can put on a piece of paper. It can improve your relationships with siblings and neighbors, even bring gifts from those people. It can encourage you to write. It can encourage you to blog. It can bring really lots of positivity from being out and about. The weather is improving. You're having really pleasant experiences in the neighborhood. You're going on longer walks. You're feeling kind of satisfied. Romantically meeting someone new while you're out and about on your walk, while you're getting a coffee at your local coffee shop is more likely. And if you're in a relationship, maybe you're taking short trips together with your partner or planning some kind of trip. Your speech becomes also a lot more soothing and diplomatic, and you may find yourself being kind of a go-to person between, let's say, siblings or parents and a sibling, or any other situation where you have to mediate some conflicts. It could be also a great time to beautify your immediate environment, right? To sort of declutter and clear the space and use your powerful skills to make it more flowy and beautiful. If you enjoy this energy, I have a Jupiter in Taurus candle or oil that captures Jupiter and Venus in Taurus. Very abundant, good at manifesting, optimistic, cheerful energy. Pick it up at anastasiadoesastrology.com. On there, you can also book a reading and register for my natal astrology course. We begin in September and there's still spots. You can still sign up. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support and you showing up and pressing the like, subscribing, all the good things. I hope this transit makes you feel really loved and cherished and protected and supported, like only Venus and Taurus can. Focus on thinking happy thoughts and it can bring all the only good, positive opportunities into your life. Anyways, enjoy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.